Hey you guys, so today I'm going to show you how I make my red velvet cupcakes with my cream cheese frosting. And of course I am using all room temperature ingredients. You want to let those sit out for a little while before you start your baking. I first start off by preheating my oven to 350 degrees. And then I'm going to start mixing my 2 cups of flour with my 1 cup of sugar. Give that a quick stir. And now we're going to add our 1 teaspoon of baking soda. My baking soda did act like it did not want to come out for some reason, so I had to scrape that out a little bit. Yeah, like that. All right, I'm going to stir that in just a little bit and come back with my 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And of course, I like to mix my stuff into this little bowl. For some strange reason, I don't know why, but I just like to do it. I'm going to mix it in really good to make sure you don't see any extra cocoa powder, just to make sure it's blended real good. Now I'm going to dump it all into my big mixer. And of course, once again, just get everything incorporated really good. Now I'm going to add my 1 cup of buttermilk and give that a little bit of a stir. After that, I'm going to come back with my half a cup of melted butter. And once again, what I like to do is I like to get each ingredient a chance to get blended just a little bit before I go in with my mixing for it with everything together. Now it's the 1.5 teaspoons of vinegar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Same thing, we're going to turn that mixer on for a little while just to give that a chance to work through a little bit. And now our half a cup of vegetable oil. Y'all, this is, I'm going to say, in my opinion, one of the most important ingredients. And now your 2 eggs. I do add my eggs in at 1 at a time. And I crack those in a bowl, and then I dump those into my mixing bowl just to make sure I don't get any eggshells in there. You want to mix that up just a little bit until you see no more egg yolk, or at least that's what I do. Now I'm going to come back in with my 2nd egg, and I'm going to do the same thing. I do apologize for my hair being in the video, but I do have an over the head shot. I have it on, my husband set this camera up for me, y'all, and yeah, so it's over my head, so I'm kind of leaning over the bowl a little bit. Now for the fun part, that food coloring. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of red food coloring. I recommend 2. You can do less than 2. I do feel like less than 2 makes it that dark red, and more than 2 just gives it that really nasty aftertaste. I have tasted a lot of red velvet where it had that weird aftertaste to it, and like I said, that's just me. I don't like it, but that's what I do, and it gives it that really pretty red, not that dark red or too red where you tend to have food color on your fingers. But anyway, now that's done mixing up, I'm going to turn around and mix that up just a little bit more because I did see a little bit of chocolate swirls in there. So I'm going to take my spatula and just stir that up just a little bit to make sure all my ingredients are perfectly blended. That is the very most important part of any baking, just making sure all your ingredients are very well blended. No lumps, no bumps, none of that stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to mix that in a little bit. And yeah, so after now we are done with the fun mixing part, we are going to dump this into our cupcake liners. I'm just going to get this off of there because I don't like when it trips on the bottom of my mixer. So yeah, I'm going to take that off and I'm just going to get that out of the way. Now, boom. And yeah, we're just going to pour that in there. I did have some leftover batter and I just put that to the side and bake more cupcakes later. So I'm going to clean that up and throw that in the oven for maybe like 15 minutes because I don't want to overbake them. Here is my cream cheese frosting, y'all. Oh, I love it. I love my frosting. And now, boom. That is that room temperature butter that I'm throwing off in there. And I am going to let that butter have its time first to get all creamy. And I'm going to turn that mixer on for a little while and let that melted butter do its thing, y'all. And now I'm going to come back with my cream cheese. Same thing. how I do all my mixing. I just like everything to take its time, everything to have its own moment, I guess. But yeah, so I'm gonna let those two blend in and turn real creamy before I start adding that powder sugar. And what I do with my powdered sugar, y'all, I only add, it's 2 cups in all, but I do add it in little by little. For one, because I don't like when it splashes all over the place, and I just want it to, I just feel like it's no need in rushing. It's no need in rushing when you do these things. You know, it's love. Take your time with it, and then it'll work out. That's just, you know, like I said, that's how I do it. I like to do it like that. So yeah, little bit by little bit until I am all done using my 2 cups of my powdered sugar, and just keep turning that mixer on, and you know, just for a couple of seconds until everything is well blended. Now that was it of that powdered sugar. So of course, once I got done, I noticed that it kept sticking to the bowl, so it's an easy fix, y'all. I'm gonna take my spatula and I'm just going to scrape the sides of that bowl and just get all of that in there. We need all of that, y'all. When I tell y'all we need all of that, we gonna need all of that. So yeah, we're just gonna take that spatula and just scrape the sides of that bowl and just dump that stuff back in there. And since of course we're getting all of that off of the sides of the bowl, we want to turn that mixer back on for a little while so that it can all just get really good and creamy. Ain't nothing like some good creamy homemade icing. So yeah, now we just turn that off, and I think we should be done with that. Yeah, looks good. And now we're going to come back with that. You can add as much as you like, but I do add 2 teaspoons of that vanilla extract. I just like flavor. I really like flavor. You don't want to overpower it because you don't want it too vanilla where you don't have that cream cheese taste. So yeah, I do add 2 though. And I just give that a little bit of a stir. And now that that is done, same thing, just take it and make sure everything is just all nice and fluffy and creamy, and get it off the edge because I need all my icing, y'all. So, boom. Now it is time to take that cream cheese icing, and we're gonna just put it into this little funnel. I think this is a little icing bag thing over here. I just got this from Walmart. It's just a little disposable icing bag that I bought. So yeah, I'm gonna dump that over in there. And boom, those are my cupcakes. And of course, that is my icing over there on the side. I'm stuffing it inside that little funnel. And here you go. Nice red velvet cupcakes with cream cheese icing, y'all. Boom, so delicious. I love them. Enjoy.